Welcome everyone. Welcome to cost accounting class. Today we are going to discuss about the meaning of overheads and the classification of overheads. First, let's see what is the meaning of overheads. Overhead is the aggregate of indirect material cost, indirect labor cost, and indirect expenses. These are those costs which cannot be allocated accurately but can be apportioned and absorbed to the cost centers or cost units. Overhead costs are also known as supplementary cost, non-productive cost, indirect cost, etc. According to Blocker and Wellman, overhead costs are the operating cost of a business enterprise, which cannot be traced directly to a particular unit of output. Next, we are going to discuss about the classification of overhead. The overheads are mainly classified into three. The first one is on the basis of function. The second one is on the basis of elements, and third one is on the basis of behavior. On the basis of function, it is classified into three: factory overheads, administration overhead, and selling and distribution overhead. Let's see what is the meaning of factory overheads. It includes all the indirect cost incurred in factory in respect of manufacturing operations. It includes the cost of indirect materials and indirect labor. Coming to the meaning of office and administrative expenses, it refers to the general expenses and expenses of administration and control of business. It includes all the indirect costs related to direction, guidance, management, control, and administration of business concern. The third one is the selling and distribution expenses or selling and distribution overheads. This includes all the indirect costs which are incurred for promoting the sales, retaining the customers, and providing after-sales service to the consumers. The next classification is based on the elements. On the basis of elements, overheads are classified into three: indirect material cost, indirect labor cost, indirect expenses. Let's see what is the meaning of indirect material cost. It is a cost which is not directly attributable to the finished product. These costs are not absorbed or apportioned by the cost units or cost centers directly. The second classification is indirect labor cost. It refers to that part of labor cost which is not directly attributable to the cost centers or cost units. These are not apportioned to or absorbed by the cost centers or cost units. The third one is indirect expenses or indirect overheads. Expenses which cannot be allocated to the cost centers or units but can be apportioned by them are known as overheads or indirect expenses. The third classification is on the basis of behavior. On the basis of behavior, overheads are classified into three: semi-variable overheads, fixed overheads, and variable overheads. Let's see what is the meaning of fixed overheads. A fixed cost is a cost which is incurred for a particular period of time and which within a certain activity levels is unaffected by changes in the level of activity. This cost mainly depends upon the inflection of time and do not vary directly with the changes in the volume or output or sales. The second one is variable overheads. A variable cost is a cost which tends to vary with the level of activity. These costs tend to increase or decrease with the rise and fall in the production or seeds. These costs vary in total, but per unit cost remains the same. For example, the cost of raw material used in producing finished products. Next is semi-variable overheads. This is the cost that contains both a fixed cost and a variable cost component. The part of semi-variable cost remains constant in spite of changes in the volume of output or sales, while the other part varies in proportion to changes in volume of output or sales. With this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you.